Keeping an eye on my worm farm is very satisfying. It is super pleasing to see my worms being so happy and healthy. But right now, this worm farm is a little bit under the weather. So today, I'm going to give it some TLC. Worm farms are a wonderful way to turn your kitchen waste into valuable resources. Worm castings as soil conditioner and worm tea for liquid feeds for your garden. About once a week, I like to come down and have a good rummage through and check up on my worms to make sure they're all happy. And of course, I come down as needed and pop in the scraps from my kitchen. And you'll see a few different things in here, including onions and citrus skin. And it's totally fine to include both of those things. Ideally, you chop them up a bit smaller than this one, but it'll still break down eventually. But generally, just make sure you have a good diverse range of food scraps all mixed in together, and you're totally fine. We put a lot of cardboard into worm farms, often as the topping to keep moisture in and moderate temperature. The worms love cardboard. They get inside the corrugations and basically eat it from the inside out. So eventually there'll be no cardboard left. You have to replace it. Meantime, they're having a good feed. If you see a few maggots in there, don't be alarmed, as they won't affect your worms too much. In fact, you'll see all sorts of creepy crawlies in a healthy worm farm, so embrace it. You might notice my worm farm's pretty big. It's actually made from a recycled bathtub, and I treat it like two compartments. I feed one side first and let the worms do their thing. Once that's full, I then move over to the other side, and the worms just kind of move back and forth. When one side is full, I just let it rest for quite a few months, and when it resembles beautiful brown soil, that's the worm castings, it can all come out back onto my garden. If you see little vinegar flies buzzing inside your worm farm, just add some more carbon-rich brown materials like newspaper clippings or straw. Hey, Ollie. Hey, mate. You going to help, aren't you? Do some helping? I'm just mixing through some straw to help balance out those vinegar flies, but also I had too many food scraps in there, so it's getting a bit stinky. Adding that dry brown straw will get rid of any smell and restore balance. Worm farms also need insulation, especially when the weather gets too hot or too cold. Today, I'm just going to pop on some old brown cardboard, and I've also got a towel, which is 100% cotton, which is ready to retire to the garden. Tuck it in, and we're also going to water it in to make sure it's got good moisture content. Worms love their water, but it's kind of like Goldilocks conditions because it has to be just right. So not too wet, not too dry, not too hot, and not too cold. Just right. That ought to be enough. And here we've got some worm tea, which is the brown leachate that comes off your worm farm. Importantly, it has to pass through some mature worm castings and not just food scraps for it to be fertile. Mix it 1 part worm tea to 10 parts water, and then pop it on your garden. A well looked after worm farm is a garden treasure. So by doing these few simple welfare checks, you can keep your worms thriving and your garden humming.